I'm getting error message, and then I wasn't sure if I'm using the right idle or the command line because I'm getting the same triple greater than sign in both.
There's a command line. These are all command line. Command line means, we better say in this way, this is user interactive mode.
Okay.
User interactive mode. The other one, all the scripts in a file, you execute the file.
Okay, that I understand. On my computer, I have two of these, two shortcuts that bring me to it.
So what happened?
Python.
Excuse me, sir. Can I have your code for the VMware?
Yes.
I don't even know what I now.
Yeah, that's it.
Doesn't matter how
What's your name? Hi, I'm Olivia.
Correct. Go for
So, do
any
we have to,
indent,
I don't know what I have to download.
colon sign, then there's the value.
They give them for free.
And enter.
No, I don't think so.
If you take it, I won't know whether you took it. That's what he told me.
That's a command
People have
line.
been taking it and
So
so we're
workstation.
supposed to take it and bring it back.
Another one here.
VMware Workstation Available.
Yeah, there are two. Because I had Dr. Chen last time in that class, that he was there as well. So I said, when am I supposed to return it? He said, a lot of people have been taking the books and they don't return it.
Security and computing.
Okay, so that's a right.
Should I type that in?
Another one
It's
that
not
I'm
coming up.
interested with is, for example, your CMAs and
What is that?
I was on, I found it, hold on.
This is,
command line, right? Then you can run.
Which class is that?
Yes, but we're renting it for $20.
Security and computing.
Python.
That's
The
it.
difference between this and that is you and
yeah, I'm sure it's going to, I'm just looking at it, it's 2003.
So they must
But
have
then,
this.
yeah, they will have everything. But most of the time, this kind
and you
of,
still have,
it's just update and update after that.
Yeah.
but if you
They decide to be free time.
If you have time, if you read, it's not a waste.
Yes. Here, this is administrator mode. This is basically
Yes.
user interface.
Oh,
See that title? Title of that.
I'm like, what,
One
where
is
did
right
that come from?
because double click it, and yes.
Thank you.
This create
You
command
said Tyreek?
line Windows first. From there you
Is that E-E-R-E-E-K? Oh, E-E.
I'm sure they're doing them free. For them to have two of these.
Yeah, one. But consistent. If they are all from the same body, then same number of spaces. Right? And that is another one block, one page,
What's it? When you go ahead and
It's gonna save your number, okay?
No option. That's what I'm saying.
every time. So different number of spaces recognized this belongs to. Okay. I know. Oh, thank you so much. Got the key. After we do have Python, probably next, Python, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch a little bit.
you may have some stress if I do so far some nonsense about Python. You're not yet ready to love Python yet, but if I introduce a lot of nonsense, then you may dislike. But it's too early to dislike
So they
Python.
don't do it then.
Okay, although you do not like animal Python, but you should like scripting Python.
First, I saw a file called nonsense.py.
It's not really nonsense implementation. It's not your implementation, but Python implementation. Therefore, you have to understand.
Nonsense.
If you do not understand this Python implementation, you may be confused why it behaves like that or in other way. Because it doesn't behave the way that you understand in many other rigid, typed, well-defined programming languages. For example, Java or C. Okay, just keep in mind there may be some unrealistic, I would say nonsense. Okay, anyway, that is nonsense. But it'll disappear eventually. Okay, what we are going to do. I have so many. Okay, here. Stack Overflow is not really we'll come back to this. Okay, let's do this. Python hackers. Hackers, you could do, right, manually. Why Python? Why Python hackers?
What do you mean? Why hackers use Python?
Right. If let's say you are hackers,
Because you
but you
said-
are now using
you said it's
Python.
not-
Why Python hackers?
Because you said it's not very secure. It's just very.
Oh, no, it's two different things. Python language itself is not secure, but Python is good language to attack. You don't have to be secure in order to attack someone, right? You see that? Language as a target or language as a tool. Python is not good if it is a target, because it is a lot of vulnerable. But it is good if you want to use it as a tool to attack. So if a hacker uses Python as a tool to attack, then we can call it Python hackers. Then why? The goal is, if you are Python hackers, then I don't know. That is it Southern accent? Mount Horse. Can anyone? If you're good.
Mount tool.
Yeah, I want to have your own tools. If you are Python hackers, then you can have your own hacking tools, not using someone else. Many hackers borrows some tools from somewhere and use it accidentally. Therefore, it causes big problem, right? That guy may not intend to do, but consequence becomes so big. Get away from interpretations, which means you use one by one manually. Build your own environments.net, test it. So what we are going to do today is we're going to try to some denial of service attack. Can you simulate it? Denial of service?
Stack Overflow.
Yeah, we can do that in Python, right? Quickly. How? You can set up server, you can set up client, and then run this client as many as you want. But amazingly, if you do it manually, your server does not deny. It can handle it very well. So how can you do? You create client, and that client is run by another Python.
A loop.
Yeah.
While true.
So another Python can keep sending your client program to the server. For my test, if you have one program, one Python server in Python, client in Python, another Python that activates this client continually for loops. This is sequence, one sequence. It doesn't affect. You have multiple sequence. Then it affects. Right? Multiple of such. What is it? Huh? Like a botnet, right? Or zombie. Linux is good, but we're going to, because I'm not ready. But Tyre or Tyler? Tyre? You call it Tyre? Tyre. The same spells. But that's fine. Tyre. So, unofficially, I think I can use VMware. So next time I'm going to bring VMware. I want you to bring your VMware. If you have enough budget, you can buy it. I think student discount is about $200, right?
Nice.
VM stands for virtual machine. Ware, like software, hardware, all together one word, VMware. But we have a very good friend of ours. I cannot say, but
What was wrong with VirtualBox?
If it runs for you.
VirtualBox?
What was it a certain Linux that you were using, like a distro, or just?
Oracle VirtualBox, I used to love it and with having no problems. But recent version, that VirtualBox has some problem with the version of Ubuntu that I trying to use. There are a lot of varieties. We have different versions of VirtualBox,
No.
different versions of Linux.
VMware.
So there was some
No, I
mismatch.
mean the Linux. I'm sorry.
VMware. I'm using
Yeah.
VMware.
Ubuntu.
It's a virtual
But
machine.
Ubuntu, everyone was Ubuntu to VMware.
No, I'm using
Yes.
Debian.
That's how,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's all.
VirtualBox works for me. I never had a problem with it.
Usually virtual. That's
Now it's a new version. They update it like every week. You have to have the updated version.
to wait another week.
Oh my god.
You had the new on Ubuntu?
Yeah, recent one. That may be the reason, right? Some mismatch. if you do not understand well, it is this. You have Windows, right? Whatever version that is. I have 7. And then you have a VM in generic term, but there is a specific software called the VMware. Or Oracle has VirtualBox. One word, all one word. This is free usually. Oracle products free. This is VMware has different versions, different modules. Workstation is good, but if you have, there's also freeware. It's called VMware Player. VMware Player may be okay, but I don't like it. But if you have a VMware Workstation, the key that you gave to me is for Workstation or Player? Yeah, Workstation. This is good. I used to have this a long time ago, but when I changed my laptop, I do not have a key. If you have a VMware, one or the other, then on top of here you might have guest OS, guest operating systems. Say Linux, Ubuntu, or many, as many as you want. Kali, one of those. Kali is a good. Kali has all kinds of hacking tools already installed on Linux. So this is nothing but Linux, but Linux with hacking tools. These hacking tools is not my own tools. It is well known and everybody uses it. So if you hack in somewhere using Kali tools, then that is, first of all, manual. It's well known. It's not really a strong attacking program. You have to build your own. Some of the tools in your program, in your Python. Python is not, as I said, Python is not something that you always implement from scratch. Python is a good tool that you can grab some pieces of the software packages together and make it automatic. Some of the pieces is good in Linux. Some of the tools not available for non-Linux platforms. As far as you stay in Linux, then all tools are available so that your Python will be stronger. So what I'm saying here is that run Linux, use Linux, stay in Linux. I want you to be Linux. Miss Linux, Mr. Linux. Python is easy. Now, we want to do client and server mode so that we can simulate DOS, denial of services. We have to import socket and use socket objects. To do that, you have to read APIs, socket APIs. If you're using 3.4 Python, new version of Python is 3.5, and now they have beta version of 3.6 right now. Right? 3.6 is on the way. 3.5 complete. So if you want to download the 3.5, upgrade yours, fine, but not much different from 3.4. So 3.4 is okay. So read that, docs.python.org, 3.4, library, socket.html. So let's open some web browser. Where's mine? Here. So I can do docs, Python, org, 3.4, library, socket. Is it that? Is it? Okay. Using socket module, you can build your web server. You can build your server like this. So let's try server first, and then next week we'll do a web server, so that we can attack web server also. Oh, by the way, we'll meet next week, but following Wednesday, we are not going to meet. I'm not going to be available here. I'm going to be in Las Vegas.
Nice. Why didn't you tell us?
Gambling, yeah.
You should have told us. I would have
If you, give me some money so that I can play.
When you make the money, you bring it here. First of all, you make the money, you bring it here.
Yeah. I'll bring, when I come here, I'll come back,
You're gonna make it rain?
by helicopter, right? Drone. The thing is this, Mercy. Mercy Cybersecurity Education Center. It's redesignated by NSA. And certificates, this new version, will be awarded at Las Vegas conference. So I need to get there and receive. I need to bring that. What's the expiration here? 2016. But we applied. NSA, there's a first. We started in 2011, right? In 2011, this center was designated by NSA. And 2014, last year, they managed the center, NSA centers, more formal and standard and consistent format. So they asked all the centers, okay, forget about all so far, whatever you do, we will restart. So last year, from the last year, 2014, they restart everything. So this year we received that award, the new certificates. Our center will be effective until 2020. So probably 2019 we have to resubmit for a new designation application. But anyway, we did that late last year, so that they decided to approve it last week, so that so I'm going to bring them a new version. that ceremony, in that ceremony, NSA and Department of Homeland Security director will come. So I'm going to take picture with them. I'll show it to you. Okay. I'm going to bring Jishan Chan. So
Professor, is it next Wednesday?
not this, but 2 weeks from today.
The following
17, no week, no class, but ceremony is, I do not know, either 17, 16 or 15. So I'm going to leave 17th there, or maybe 7th. I do not know, one of the 3 days, 15, 16, 17. But I'm going to leave afternoon 17th from Las Vegas. Then I will arrive here. Yeah, almost 10 o'clock night. So I cannot come here at 6 o'clock. I cannot come here by 6 o'clock. I'm going to land
He can
10
come,
o'clock. By 10 o'clock? Oh, great.
We can come
Las Vegas?
to Las Vegas and have
Oh,
a
great.
class there.
We-
Can you imagine? I have vacation, I'm ready. Yeah, okay. Let me get my ticket.
Okay, let's read this. Sockets, in order to this is a socket function. What I want to point out here, there's some error, exception handling. Some constant may be used. For example, those are each one has some regulations. What I want you to understand here, this is in order to create sockets. So through that socket, what it means is that a server open up socket. Socket means is a port number, a specific port number. How many ports available? I think 65,000 ports available, right? And first several hundreds ports are reserved already. And then the rest free. So when you install some software packages, it use one of those ports if that program talk outside. So your server socket program here wants to talk outside. Therefore, we need to use okay. What socket can do is socket open up one port and listen. So when clients contact, then server respond to that. So what is the procedure? Procedure is that socket server socket needs to be running first, but it doesn't do anything. Socket doesn't contact any client. In the client server mode, usually client first contact the server. That's what you do, right? You have a web server, you have a client web browser. Who contact first? Server contact your client or client contact server? Right. Client always contact the server. There's no way that a server contacts clients. Politically sounds okay? No, not politically. Politicians need to contact us first, because we cannot contact them. But anyway, So in order to create a socket, you need to have family information and type. Sometimes protocol, default is 0. 0 means no pro. Doesn't matter, protocol. File number. So minimum parameter that you can use socket to create sockets is 2. You have to specify family, AFE, INET or socket stream or socket rows, whatever. Okay. Those are all reserved word. Whatever uppercase there, they're all reserved word. They are here somewhere here. Those characters needs to be used, right? Here. For example, if that is a socket type, how many types? These are the types. Socket stream, usually TCIF, TCP/IP. There is a socket stream, or socket datagram, dgram, or socket row. Socket row is another good type of creating sockets. If you want to analyze communication packets, what it means is that communication packets are flowing, right, over the internet. If you want to capture the packets at row level, not stream level, row, literally row, therefore you can unpack. Remember that last semester 505 I showed it to you, right? So packets are, yeah, a little bit of an extension of Wireshark in Python, right? Right. You have to receive it by sock row data and unpack it and then analyze it. Okay. So then, in doing this, you can create sockets. And I want to read the rest. And then, minimize this. Okay. So, create client after socket setup. Okay. What you need to do, what client can do is, you have to first create a socket. After socket is created, 3 things. You need to connect first. Connect the server. Connect the server. After you connect, then you can send or you can receive. Send or receive. Send or receive. Example is this. Import socket. Socket is not provided by default, so that you have to import it. It is provided, but it is not loaded. So you have to import it. And then socket is created. This is socket, socket.socket. And we put 2 parameters. Socket.f innet and socket.socket stream. So in this TCP/IP mode. After socket created, connect, send, and receive if you want. Send and receive. Connect, send, receive. Connect, you can do this within this. tuple. Parenthesis, tuple. In this tuple, you have, there's a double parenthesis. It's not really double. You have to first create this information. What is this? Socket information. It's IP address and port number. IP address and port number together is a socket, right? This is the first, that is specified within a tuple format. And that tuple, you can create this tuple external, one separate instance and use that here, or you can bring that within the parentheses. Therefore, it has double parentheses. This itself is another step. So localhost, if you want to use two different windows, then localhost. If you want to attack, if you run your server program here, and you can attack her server, so server will be shut down. That's possible only if you have your own static IP address. If you give that static IP address instead of localhost, and if you tell him that I'm going to open my port 8081, whatever the number below 65 million or 65,000, if he knows that, he can attack you. Okay. So send. Just connect. And the client also can send whatever the text. Okay. Can I borrow your money? You can send it to Olivia. And Olivia says, okay, yeah, $1,024. What is this? Receive 1,024. It's a size. 1,024 size, one at a time. Receive this. After this send, client waits. And if server send back, then receive it and assign that to whatever the variable and print that variable. That is a client socket program. Very simple, right? Server, also simple. What server can do is bind, listen, and connect. Import socket. You do not need to worry about this. But here, socket is created. It's exactly the same as we did for client. And then bind. This socket is bind to this, which means now IP address and port number together, this socket server program now bind to that combination. IP address and port. So this program runs and communicates through this only. Okay? And server open up 5 times listening. Listen. And then while listening, if there is any client contacting me, then accept it. Server.accept. When server accepts the client signals, the client signal has at least these 2 components: connection information and client address information. That connection information has peer name and more and more and more. Remember that in 505 through the TCP/IP. Header is attached to that packets. So one of them is this. You can unpack it and show to it. We can expand this a lot more. That's the minimum. This is more at server. So I think at least what you need to do is, I want you to do these two programs, client and server, and try. After that, we can do more. Client can do some, but server side can be beefed up more. That's the next slide. Oh, you do not have this. I should be. Anyway, let's do this all together. Client. Do Python. What you need to do is what I'm going to do, in a directory, we can create here DOS attack. We can create DOS attack means denial of service, and we have mini server and my client. Mini server. My client, let me show it to you. My client. This is my client. You do not need time and sys. You do not need to do main function here. Simply what you need to do is socket, connect, and send, and receive. And then mini server.
little bit more, but little bit more than the code in the slide. Only because when server send message back to the client, is this program accepted? And then send it back. This is the data, as it is read. And then strip it. Strip means if you have white spaces before and after the message, then remove the white spaces at both sides. If you have all strip, then right hand side, whatever you have white spaces, they are all removed. L strip, then whatever the prefix, white space prefix. As far as they are all white spaces, they will be removed by this. So pure data. And then send it back. Line here, doesn't matter. We simply send. Send data. Data, as you receive, you need to decode it. Why? It is encoded when it's sent out. So if you want to read it, then you have to decode it into text. And before you send it back to client, you have to encode again. That is nothing but a typesetting. Because that is Unicode. Unicode is a standard. The code here is not really important. What you need to do is data strip and send. Simply data dot encode. You can do ASCII or UTF-8. UTF-8 means Unicode or ASCII. Center means what I did is that to demonstrate the way the server receives from the client is not the same as client receives from server. So client first send out some message, then server cook it a little bit and send it back. That's what it does. So if you okay. So I'm going to quit this and then back to Mercy the 505.595 Python. Okay, so that I can start the server, mini server .py. So server is running right now, right? Let me smaller. Server is running, but there's no client. It's still listening. And then there is huh? Oh, okay. Okay, see. So we can try. Let me make it smaller. Okay. So that I have server. And here. We will do this, and then my client. My client. This thing that's out of range. Oh, because of that. I don't know. Right. Over there. Okay. What happens is here is that if I do this, and then I can send, for example, I want to do 10 times, right? Oh no, not 10 times. If I send 10, then it returns. What happens is the server receives, starting up localhost port 65.530 connected from this localhost. This is the port that this client uses, and this is the port. The 65,000 is the port that server opened, right?
It's a loopback though. Isn't
Huh?
it a loopback? 127.0.0.1 is a loopback, correct?
Yeah, loopback, yeah. Because it's just on the same localhost. So, in this program, it sends out these messages. Hello, Mercy. And I send the number 10. So, take number 10 here and send it. I is nothing but number 10. And that number 10 is converted to string and combined with the hello mercy. So hello mercy number 10 is received by this server. And server, what server did here is it made the dash 70 times, send that line followed by data, followed by another dash line. So that when that received by this client, the client receives that, receives, and it receives here. Hello, Mercy 10. Before this message, it has 70 dash, another 70 dashes, right? So that's the program this. There's a little very extended version of your course materials. But I'm going to post this because we do not have enough time. I want you to practice that slide at home and let me know if you have any issues, problems. This
this is a client and this is a server. So try that client and server at home and think about how you can attack using that client. Client send messages, very short messages, but still it can shut down the server. How? As I explained earlier, you could have another level of a Python program. That Python program continually send out. Okay. We'll do that. Next. Any question? So this material that we learned will be available on Blackboard, so you can play with it 1 week. And if you have good way of attacking, please share with us.
Project. About the project.
Huh?
About the project.
Project. Oh, project. Oh, yeah.